MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace as we roll into a Tuesday morning. Be prepared. You're the lady in black today.
I am. Got my hair flipped out.
Now, this is supposed to make you look like skinny, right? The black stuff?
Yeah, that's the idea, Scotty Ray. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I apparently missed the memo and I'm a fat boy today.
Goodness. Yeah.
So maybe it does do. Is it the illusion of the eye or did you blend in with the chair?
Maybe that I just blend in with the chair. So yeah.
I'm going to get to the bottom of this one day. I talked about this at 6:30 this morning when we were doing weather. Mm-hmm. Fall back is coming. We are roughly a tad over a month. Today is let me look at my calendar here. Today is the 5th. Mm-hmm. So 1 month and 2 days from now, on the 7th, we will fall back.
Yes.
And I really see another reason that I hate that Trump is not there, because he was going to fix that to where we had one time and it stayed that time all year long. Mm-hmm. I understand that years ago it had to do with crops and in getting your crops in to harvest, but for the most part, that's gone.
So it will get dark earlier, and
yeah,
is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. About 5 o'clock, it'll be near 30.
Yeah, I don't like that when it gets dark early, and I'm still like working and it's dark. I don't like that.
Well, so many people get up, they go to work, it's dark, they get home, it's dark, and it becomes a depressing time of year.
Yeah, but I do love coming home when it gets cool and having a fire in the fireplace.
There's some good points to it too.
Yeah.
It's just you lose a lot of your working hours. The guys that do outside work, they lose a couple hours. Yeah. It's just a thing that happens every year. But I just wish it'd be one time year round and we get used to that.
Mm-hmm. You could be like some people that get out there with a light on the front of their lawnmower. They cut the grass at night.
We've all had to do some things in our life.
That's right.
There's a lot of farmers that started doing their work at night because it was so much cooler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Baling hay, you can't get into a lot of the hay baling if there's dew, but there's a lot of other things that you can do to take care of things.
That's right. I want to tell Miss Dixie Miller good morning this morning. She's watching.
Well, thank you, Miss Dixie. I'm glad that you joined us there. Mm-hmm. Got that clock away where you can kind of read better.
Yeah. Galen Bradshaw's watching this morning. Good morning to you. And Denise Burnside. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see here. Polly Jackson is watching from the big city of Stonewall. And who was that made a comment a moment ago from the east side of Sebastopol? There it is. Iron Hillman. I didn't know that y'all were divided up. It's kind of like West Monroe and East Monroe.
Yeah. So,
little Duck Dynasty thing.
I know. Good morning to you, Mr. Hillman. Let's see, Polly Jackson, good morning from Stonewall, Mississippi. And Ronald Watkins is watching from Center Hill. Angela Dunnigan, Milton Saville, good morning to y'all. Glad y'all are watching this morning.
Yes, a ton of folks watching there. Jumping in. We'd love to hear from where you're watching from. Make sure to post that so we can say hello to you. We do appreciate that. Mm-hmm. A couple of things to keep in mind today. There is a possibility of severe weather, and let's pull this up so you can. This severe weather coverage is not what I was going to do.
Yeah, let's hope we don't have a scene like that.
Wrong Wrong button. This is the severe possibility of today. Now, this is a level 1 out of a level 5, and it is pretty much concentrated on the Mississippi area. There's light chances of rain everywhere else. But our area here from Laurel, Mississippi, through Clark County, through Meridian, all the way up to Columbus, and these areas here is a level 1. The timing is 2 to 9 p.m. tonight. Late in the afternoon. Right now, and we'll look at radar in a second, all to the east of us, the bad weather. Now, the fog is going to be burning off in just a little bit. We'll show you that. Here's Birmingham. They have flood watches there to the east of us in the Birmingham area. The hurricane is kind of calming down. Now, let's go to radar and let me show you before we get really started on this of where fog and everything is this morning, because we want you to pay attention to this. Due north of the Meridian area is where we've got this. This is Macon, Mississippi. And let's pull this up here, just east of there. This is going to be Prairie Point out here. If you've ever gone there, Mahana Bridge and those areas there toward Aliceville, Pickensville, Alabama. Look at y'all. Got a lot of fog there. So if you're traveling north out of Meridian, Mississippi, now there could be some low-lying stuff here, but once you get past that Kemper County line and you jump off into Noxubee County, it's where you get into this toward Columbus. So be careful in those areas. And as I mentioned, out here to our east, look at this of what we've got going on in Alabama, Georgia today. Pretty rough rain showers there.
It's rough.
And, the further north you get up to Johnson City, Tennessee, you're going to get in some heavy fog.
Let's hope that it holds off and it's not bad, because I know there's some events and stuff going on. So.
Yeah. Now, again, our chances are late this afternoon, 2 to 9 p.m. We'll watch it. Should anything happen, we'll go live and give you street-by-street coverage to make sure that you know where you are and where the bad stuff is.
We're going to keep our fingers crossed that it just moves on.
Yeah, and the good news on this is by Wednesday, we've got sunshine all the way through the weekend.
That's good.
So we've got a bunch of fingers crossed on that.
Yes.
Late last night, and I'm not sure if everybody is up to date on what went on after dark last night. Pachuta, Clark County. Let's slide down and take a look at this. Let me change this so we can pull this up the story. Clark County Hot Topics broke the story last night. I started getting chatter, and they were all over this, that a robbery had taken place last night. And this was in Pachuta at a gas station. Armed robbery, went in with a gun and robbed the store. As you look at this, no one was hurt, thank heavens. That was at the Sunco gas station there. Went in with a shotgun, robbed it. What become of this was, and it wasn't even an hour later, I think it was less than an hour from there, a Lauderdale County deputy is going along on 46th Avenue and goes, whoa, wait a minute, that's the car that they described in the video, pulls in, and it was the car, and they made an arrest without incident from that. So bad guy taken off the street, fortunately. And so many times you hear these robberies and things that go down, that innocent people working, trying to make a living, are wounded over $100 or shot.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
People just have no regard for life. I mean, they don't. Or
now,
other people.
There's so many ways you can dig into that. Go and say, is it video games that have made people immune to this is really life here and people do get hurt? What is it, the Grand Theft Auto, to where you...
Yeah, that's bad. It is a bad thing, but I just think that people in general are evil. I mean, I just think that there's some evil people out there in this world, and I don't know. I mean, stuff like that does not help matters.
No, it does not.
You know, but when you're an adult and you have a mind and you got common sense, that should tell you don't go by what a video game. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Now, a child is a little more influenced, I think. But
and that's where it all turns bad, is they get on this. And I'm not saying video games are bad. I'm just saying teach your kids.
There are some bad. I've broke one in half before. Not letting my. I mean,
was this your husband?
No,
Okay.
There was one was given to my child, like passed down. When they were done playing with it or whatever, and I came in and it was, I was like, you are not playing that anymore. And just to keep them from sneaking it, I mean, I just broke it in half, threw it away. I mean, I just, no, ain't having it.
Angie took that magazine I got that time that was given to me that had Farrah Fawcett in it. She took it and chunked it in the garbage can. I said, but it was Farrah.
Good for Angie.
I'm talking about, I am dead serious to that. I was on a business trip and somebody threw it in my work bag. I didn't pay attention. Boy, I come home with that and I got in all kinds of trouble.
I bet. You could probably get a pop on the hand for that.
Farrah Fawcett. It was more of a... It was bad. Hey, Linda Jane says she cannot see her clothesline up in Giles, Mississippi. The fog is so thick.
Oh, my goodness.
Jerry Wayne is hoping you make it out there and bring back his overalls. So get on out there, girl.
It is foggy in some areas, so be super careful this morning.
Yeah, so we do hope so. There's a lot going on in the community that we're going to be talking about in just a minute. We've got a special guest, and hopefully I say her name right. Lita, I hope. Is that right? Yeah, I'm getting a nod over there on the other side of the room. And we'll talk to her in just a moment. We're going to find out what's coming up in Meridian with this. Pretty good little thing going on. Affects a lot of people there. All right, we're getting reports now, bad fog in the Russell area, even though it's not picking up on radar. So that tells you that it's out there. That
you be extra careful. And if you're crossing those train tracks out there, stop, look 3 times. I mean, be extra careful.
Let's see here. Tammy Ivy says, Clark County loves us. Thank y'all. We do appreciate that.
Thank y'all.
And again, I brought this up early this morning. Last night, after dark, Mississippi Power had to take down areas of Clark County to repair that substation that caught fire over the weekend. And you might have been without power for a little while. All that's back going now. But it's so you won't lose power in other times. So they done that at a timely manner when you were asleep there. Let's talk about the $100 million mistake yesterday.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff going on yesterday with internet and,
Yeah. And now, there's two ways to look at this, and we don't know the answer. And I always say there's more to what is told than what really went on. But Mark Zuckerberg's company, Facebook, which some of you are watching on this morning, went down yesterday. It was down for 7 hours. It's never been down for that long. The company released a statement that they were upgrading some servers, and whoever loaded it had a fault in it. It wasn't checked. Now, here comes the trouble. They're in California, wherever their office is, they're still on COVID scare, where most of America, especially in the Deep South, has gone on about their lives, and you wear masks, you go to work or whatever. But they are still working remotely, a lot of them. So then they had to call in people to come fix it at the office. Well, if you've ever been in an office that's got these tags where you have to scan to get in, they're called key fobs.
Yeah, my husband has one.
Yeah. Even those would not work. So they had to get somebody with a grinder to get to the servers because they couldn't get in the room. They wouldn't work. It shut down.
Goodness. That shows you right there how quick this whole nation could be just shut down over a mistake. That's scary to me. That's why I always say keep a hard copy of stuff, write that stuff down.
Well, that's what we're being told. That's what they want you to believe. There's several ways to look at this. Could there have been a hack? Are they going to ever tell that? Absolutely not, if that happened. Also, there was that lady that was testifying that they might have done some wrong things. Do you have a little smoke to cover up something else that's going on?
Diversion.
Yeah. Our nation is known for diversions. If they're doing this is happening, so you'll watch this intently, so you won't focus on what's really going on.
Right.
Do we know that? Absolutely not, but it is something to think about.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Candace just brought up a very solid point. How do you take down the United States? Power. And there are constantly people trying to hack into our power grids, bad people. Can you imagine, as you think back of when we're without power from storms and without water, think about what could be done to us should a foreign entity or somebody just bad take over and hack one of these things.
Yeah. When people get their Facebook hacked and they go, oh, I've been hacked. If you notice you've got another account created in your name or something, but you go to that account, there's nothing on the page. What is the point of that? And it makes me wonder if maybe the people who are the social media people, are they duplicating your account just so,
Now, a lot of those that do that, they inbox you and they're after information on the inbox to where you don't see it on the regular page.
Yeah.
Which brings to mind another point. Let me say this. All these little surveys that they put out there of
I don't do that stuff.
What month were you born in? What's your favorite? Where
little
did you go to high
games
school?
that you play and all that. I don't do any of that.
All that is giving your personal information to a hacker. And that's what they use to crack. Because most people put something about their high school or their dog or something like that as their password. So they'll remember it.
Right. But even though, when you have pictures on your page, you've put your information in there. They can store that.
Oh, yeah, they save it.
But anyway.
Just food for thought, as everybody's been guilty of innocently answering something like that. Yeah. But put that in the back of your mind. That's what's really going on with those. It's not the person who shared it. It's somebody further down that food chain there that's trying to get your info.
That's right.
Just some thoughts.
Tammy Ivy, good morning. And she says her daughter Deanna says good morning. So good morning, Deanna. Yeah. Hope you're having a good one.
Hope all is well there. When it comes time to taking care of your automobile, there's one name, and he's a good friend of mine, and he'll do that for you. That's Chet's Paint and Body. You'll find him out in Collinsville, right up the road there in Center Hill.
Yeah.
Take a right-hand turn. They'll lead you out there, and Chet's going to take care of you when it comes to your car. Put it back to the way it used to look. Call them at 737-2961. They do excellent work. They're going to take the time to make sure it's done right. Nothing's leaving their shop if it's not quality work. It doesn't happen that way. You don't have to worry about all this. They'll put it back to the way it was. Here's a few pictures of this is Ford trucks. And it doesn't matter if you've lost a mirror, you've lost a ding on the side of your car. They work on all of this as we go down through here. And this is a Mustang that's been damaged. They've got plenty of those. Trucks that's been damaged on the front, we've got those. And these aluminum beds also. It'll be put back to the factory specs the way it used to be. Again, there's that truck that got damaged from a behind lick there. Bad. If you've bumped into a cow, how many times do I know people that have gone across their pasture to feed cows and they got hay in the back or some sweet feed, and here come the cows and they gather around it. Next thing you know, it's crunch.
Oh, yeah.
that happens more than you realize. So put it back to the way it was. They can do classic cars. They do it all. Chet's Paint and Body. They'll handle all of the insurance work for you, process it, get your car for you to use there from the rental company. Chet's Paint and Body. You'll find them in Center Hill. Free quotes, and they handle it all. 737-2961.
Hi, I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm excited to announce the opening of our new Meridian office located at 1702 Highway 39 North, Suite 6. We've been helping injured Mississippians for over 30 years, and we're thrilled to serve the East Mississippi area. If you've been injured in a car accident, hurt on the job, or denied Social Security disability benefits, you know what to do. Remember, one call, that's all. Call or visit us online at onecall.ms.
And welcome back to Scotty Ray and Candace, and we welcome our special guest, Lena. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Great, but I'm going to ask you to help me with this because I want to make sure I say it correct. How do you say your last name?
Palmeter.
Palmeter. Okay. Well, cool. Let me drag this over so you can see yourself a little bit better there on the screen there. And what is that you've got behind you?
Well, this is our Wheel of Dyslexia for our fall festival this afternoon.
Now, as you mentioned a fall festival, tell us who, what, and why. What do we have going on?
Well, October is Dyslexia Awareness Month. It was declared so in 2012 by then Governor Phil Bryant, who himself was and is dyslexic. And so we, every October, do something special in our community to recognize the dyslexics who make a difference in Meridian and surrounding areas. So this year we're doing a fall festival at Bonita, and we're hoping that all those showers you were talking about are somewhere else, not at Bonita Lake. So, our shower chances are somewhere, they're spotty, they're pop-up showers. So we're hoping that they will pop up in, not Lauderdale County.
Right. Move on out if they are.
And move on out. So we will be gathering and doing some fun festival games, food trucks, and bouncy houses, pony rides, and all kinds of fun things to celebrate dyslexia awareness and at Meridian's City Park that was named the best city park in Mississippi as recognized by Mississippi Travel Institute.
Let me ask this, because I got a taste of it myself. And I don't know, I'll let you to tell me what I have. Like with numbers, if you just read off a bunch of numbers in a row, I can't repeat them back to you. But if you give them to me in groups of two, like 22, 24, 26, I've got it. But if you just randomly read the numbers, I can't tell you what you said. I twist them all around. And I know that's a part of some form of dyslexia, but I don't know what you'd call it.
So that's a recall part, and that's working memory. So when our brain processes language, that is in our frontal lobe. And so dyslexia is the connection between that frontal lobe and the occipital lobe where we store visual memory. And so when we're turning letters into sounds and sounds into letters, that encoding and decoding process, that's the way we all read. But it's harder for a dyslexic student to make that connection because at birth, those two lobes don't have the connection piece. So this is a neurobiological difference in the way the brain is wired. Now, it can be remediated, and we know that what we do changes the way the brain is wired, but it's the same process for all of us. It's turning H-A-T into hat. It's just harder to get that to work for a dyslexic student.
It really made it tough for me in pre-algebra. I remember that.
Can you tell me, like, what age you start screening kids at? Because I know my son, when he started writing his name, I understand that kids, when they start writing their name, they're going to get things backwards and stuff. But like he would write his whole name backwards.
Mirror writing is actually a sign of high intelligence. So,
okay, well, he would do that. And I was like, oh, my goodness, is this something I need to get? So I guess he's in the first grade now. He's 7 years old. But I just was kind of wondering at what age, y'all start screening.
So the state of Mississippi in 2012 passed a law to say that we have to screen in the spring of kindergarten and in the fall of first grade. We have to screen twice. That's so that we catch children to make sure that we're looking at them 2 times, 2 different people. And what we're screening for is, can they do that rapid naming thing that Scotty Ray talked about? Can they name all their colors, name all their letters, name numbers? Can they take the sounds and put them together? Can they write some words down, simple CVC words? Can they read some? And so those things, those rapid naming components, those encoding, decoding, the phonological awareness, those are all a part of our state law. And so that's when we do it, fall of first grade and the spring of kindergarten. So that's when we can start picking up this deficit. We can determine that they're at risk earlier, but we want to give a chance for these students to learn to read.
And I'm telling you, that's tough on you when somebody gives you a phone number and they read it out real quick and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think it's such a great thing that they have so much emphasis on this now, because I have a couple of friends, and one in particular that her son, they did not figure out he was dyslexic until he was like almost, I think, 11th or 12th grade. And he kept having a hard time when he would take tests on the reading part, and he would pass everything else, but the reading part, and that's when they figured it out. But for him to struggle all those years, I mean, I'm so glad now they have more emphasis on it.
And it's nothing to be ashamed of, is it?
No, I mean, I would think
It's actually the way they use the brain to reroute around that broken piece is a sign of intelligence. So oftentimes, once you fix the broken piece, all the things that they used to cope are still there. So we see in the brain studies that right brain thinking, the way that they solve their broken piece, is that out of the box thinking, that ability to think larger than that small piece. And so we see these children have different sets of gifts for the deficit. So some of my students have gone on to great things,
So you're also a teacher?
I am. I'm a dyslexia therapist. I've been working with dyslexia for 12 years at Illuminations. Before that, a special education teacher. Before that, an elementary education teacher.
So you've been busy.
Been doing this for a long time. Now I teach teachers.
Now, did you tell me today is like Teachers Day?
Today is National Teachers Day. So another great reason to come out and celebrate all the teachers that made a difference in your life.
And I have had some great, and it's funny how you think back on your years in school, and it'll be one teacher that pops up that really took that extra time to show you that you could do something.
It is. I remember my first and second grade teacher. I ended up having him twice. He was a male first grade teacher, which is a rarity, but his name was Mr. Spizzato. And I don't know whether I was gifted and I got to keep him, or I had struggles. I don't remember, but I had him for 2 years in a row.
Well, I bet first grade trying to spell his last name, Mr.
Spizzato, yeah.
And you do feel for kids that have the really long last names that go to first grade, and they have to figure out how to write all that out. Mine was simple, Boyd, and it was all over.
Yeah, I think it's such a great thing that teachers, I have several that I just loved, but one in particular that was a science teacher, and just such a passion for science, and they, spill that over into the kids, and the kids love what they're doing, and I just think it's a wonderful thing, and I'm so glad that we have teachers that can deal with kids, because I don't know that I could do it.
Takes special
I love kids. I love them, but
well, it really was dyslexia that changed, I think, the trajectory of Mississippi. And my upcoming book and the rise of Mississippi in literacy scores. I mean, we have a lot to be proud of in this state. We are the only state to show growth in the national literacy scores at 4th grade and 8th grade literacy in 2019. And people love to put Mississippi at the bottom, and we're not at the bottom anymore. And we have so much to be proud of, and people are like, why? How do you do that? And part of it is this discussion around why children read, how they read, and how do we fix it when they cannot read. And we've been doing lots of great work since 2012 to raise those literacy scores. And so as we investigate together, I've been interviewing all the people that made the difference, and it's a wonderful story.
Now, tell us about this afternoon. You mentioned games to us, and what's going to be going on? What do we win on the prize behind you?
So there's lots of great prizes for the Wheel of Dyslexia. So it's kind of like a cakewalk. You stand on the letter and the wheel spins. And if your letter is picked, you get to go pick a prize out of the prize bin. But there's a fact that goes along with it to inform people about dyslexia. So that's one of the games. And then there's tossing tarantulas and the giant Connect Four. And there's bouncy houses. And we'll have a petting zoo. And you can take pictures with Ferdinand. And we will have all kinds of fun. We'll have Little Griddle there serving up all the great food there. Air and Snow Biz with Mike Rutledge. We'll have Magnolia Beverage provided our beverage our beverage tent, and we'll have some great music. It will be a fantastic fall festival. The best part is that we had 20 local businesses that sponsored a scarecrow. And so each of the scarecrows are in the theme of the business. So DC Guitar did a rock star scarecrow, and Harley Davidson did a Harley Davidson scarecrow. We have a few banker scarecrows sponsored by our local banks, including Bank Plus and Citizens National Bank and Trustmark National Bank. We have a builder scarecrow from Heritage Building. And we have several just wonderful businesses that sponsored a scarecrow, and their creativity will be on full display. And so I want you to come and vote for your favorite scarecrow, because the winning business gets a prize package that is amazing.
Great.
Over $1,000 worth of prizes in this prize basket that goes to the business that wins. And I'm hoping that next year we have even more businesses that sponsor a scarecrow, because every dollar goes to the Dyslexia Therapy Scholarship Fund for children who need therapy but cannot afford it.
Wow, you have really worked hard to put this thing together.
Yes. It's been a lot of fun.
It has been. Well, thank you. And again, give us the times.
5:30 to 7:30 at Bonita Lakes at the Upper Lake. We're hoping for great weather, so make it happen, Scotty Ray.
Yeah. We will do that. And Lita, we can't thank you enough for dropping by and spending some time with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll be back in touch. And anything that you have going on, let us know. We'll be glad to share it for you.
All right, thanks.
And again, I hope you can make it out that for this evening. That's going to be happening at Bonita Lakes. Really easy to pull in. Plenty of security. You don't have to worry about anything out there. A lot of folks are donating their time that are in the police force to make sure everything goes smooth. I like that.
Yes, I do too.
So let's see here some other things that are happening today as we begin. This is Tuesday. We can't say that it's hump day yet. As bad as I wanted. You ever wake up and you think you're a day ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there all morning long.
Yeah, I had one week where every day felt like Friday. So I was so disappointed when I figured out it was not Friday. And then when Friday came, I was like, yay.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, and Bill just pointed out he has the CRS. I can't remember stuff.
Yeah.
He politically put that correct.
Yeah.
I think we all have that little issue. But as I mentioned on there, I do have that, whatever you call it, where I have the issues with numbers. Always have from a kid. And it made math very hard for me, especially when people give you telephone numbers and you're trying to keep up with, and you just can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I said a while ago, I am so glad that they have more emphasis on this now. And I wanted to ask, and I don't know if each school has somebody that is a therapist for that, or do you have to seek therapy for,
Yeah, I don't know the answer to
in
that.
other places. I wanted to ask her that, but I will find that out, and
Yeah,
I'll
we
let y'all know.
inbox her and go, hey.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Already 27 minutes past the hour as we get along on this. This is Tuesday. I'm trying really hard to remember my days of the week. Sometimes I just get totally confused. Let's see here. A few things that are going on in the community that I wanted to bring up. This week, we're going to have the Guys and Dolls starting on the 7th. Big play there at the Meridian Little Theater. They're going to be joining us Friday to tell us more about the play. They'll be in the studio with us.
It's a musical comedy, so it should be good.
Yeah.
I like funny stuff. So.
Yeah, it's funny is better.
Yeah.
Now, we've got a revival that is coming up also at the Duffy Baptist Church. It's going to be October the 9th, beginning at 10 a.m. If you can make it out for that, they would love to have you come out. This is a big deal for the community, and Duffy would love to have you come out, spend a few moments with them. Also, this is going to be coming up on the 10th. This is 15th Avenue. There at the Baptist Church in Meridian. This will be from 5 until 6:30. I left the 30 off right here. So it's till 6:30.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a drive-through creation. They'd love to. This is going to be on Sunday afternoon, 5 to 6:30 p.m. Lines will form on the end of 15th Avenue and 13th Street, and just go through and watch.
Yes.
So
it's talking about the days of the creation.
Right.
Yeah.
It'll be good there.
Yeah.
Don't forget our friends down that want to scare you. Bring an extra set of clothes if you get scared easy.
Right.
Bailey Volunteer Fire Department, Fire and Rescue, are doing their haunted house. And let me tell you, they do it good.
Yeah, and I strongly recommend that if you are a very scared person,
Right.
don't go up in there and have to get somebody to come in there and pull you out. because Candace can't come get you.
You ain't going to get them?
I'm not going up in there.
What is it?
No.
Let me ask
I
this.
just can't.
What is it that gets you the most? Is it a hand out of nowhere or somebody that says boo or you can't see them in the dark?
I went years ago to a haunted house and people reaching out and like touching you.
Yeah. You don't like it?
Out of the, like, yeah, and just jumping up in your face. Like I said the other day, not being ugly. I'm just the reflex. If somebody like gets in your face is to get back, just like pop back. And I would just, it would not be good. I don't.
You're going to hit somebody is what you're saying.
I might, and I would hate to do that, but it's just a reflex. I'm not trying to be ugly. It's just like, you scare me and I'm just going to, anyway, but for people who do like scary things, I think you need
it's
to
perfect for that. Yeah, so I hope you can make it out to that and enjoy yourself. They really, and the other end of this is it goes to a great cause.
Yeah.
It helps out the volunteer fire department to where they can buy extra products and everything through the year to help save your home.
And from what, I mean, I've never been in it, but I've heard it's a great one. And they put a lot of time and a lot of work into it. So y'all go out and check it out. I know you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it'll be a good time there. Let's see here. Some other things that are going on today. I was looking for, here this is. As you mentioned, somebody touching you.
Yeah.
All right, you tell your wife, hey, I'll be home in just a little bit. She goes home. This is the coach here of the Jaguars. Have you seen all this
I
business?
have not seen it.
This reminds you, no matter where you go, what you do, don't do nothing because somebody's got a video camera.
Right.
Especially the more known you are. But he was at a bar. He went over because some people wanted to make pictures with him. And again, he's the Jaguar coach. Urban Meyer is his name. And he's sitting at the bar on a stool, and this lady backs up to him and does things that a wife would probably not like.
Right.
And what do they call that? I'm trying to think of a politically great way to word this.
Who are we talking? With
the lady, yeah, what she's doing is just.
Do you want me? Do you want me to?
How do you say it from a wife's point of view? What would you call that? Did y'all see the look on her face?
Trashy.
Okay.
I mean, I would say like trashy.
So the video gets posted. It's 9 seconds. His wife is at home taking care of the grandkids, and he's had to do some splaining like Lucy had to do.
Yeah.
Then there comes the second bombshell where he might have accidentally bumped her with his hand that come out after that, which made his hole even deeper.
Yeah, that would probably not be a good.
Yeah, he's having issues this morning at home.
I'm just saying, if Candace was at home, she might take a flight down there.
I would. I'm not even going to show the video because
there are people like that would do stuff like that. My philosophy is don't put yourself in the position to where something like that can happen in the first place, and then you probably don't have anything to worry about.
Did y'all hear the mama and her just come out? Because I think I did too.
Like anything can happen like that. It's the best thing. Just don't be there.
Ooh,
it might not happen.
And I guess you're right. If he were going to go over and do the pictures, he should have done that and just exited out instead of staying there.
Because the following events after that might not have happened either if you hadn't been.
Yeah, he's
the not so good events to follow.
Right. He's made a public apology to all the teammates for causing issues for the team that they didn't need to have.
Right.
We don't know what's happening at the house. We'd love to go in with a camera and see this one because
to be a fly on the wall.
Doggy. So he's in the doghouse now. That's what we're saying. We wish him luck with his dilemma.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, I can feel his pain from here. I really can. As we go back, let's take a moment and talk about things that happened in history on this. You ever heard of the Dalton gang?
I have.
They were some bad guys. They got the bright idea to attack 2 banks at once. They'd split the gang and go into town and rob 2 banks at one time. The problem happened when they were getting ready to walk into the bank. Little Farmer Joe there goes, hey, I know that guy. And he goes and tells everybody in town. When they stepped out the front door, the entire town was waiting there with guns. It was a slaughter. Only one of the gang made it out, and this is what happened on this date. It was 1892. What is interesting, one of them went on, this was in Kansas where they've done all this robbing. One of them lives and later on becomes a writer in Hollywood, and they captured the story of what happened to the Dalton gang. But boy, you would talk about having a bad day. That's when
That
you're
would be.
too famous, kind of like the coach there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, do you remember a guy named Johnny Duncan?
I don't.
You can put your shoes under my bed anytime. Janie Freaky done all the backup, and she said, "Stranger." You don't know that? I can
I
tell.
don't. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm sorry.
Johnny Duncan was huge during the 80s, and here he is. He was born on this date in 1938. That's Janie Freaky in the early days of the 70s there. They were big, and he was one of those guys that in my head always would look like a Jim Reeves. Looked nothing like that. He had the outlaw look, but
Now, I've heard of Janie Freaky.
yeah, Freaky.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's single again, and all the anyway. That was
Hold
that was
on
big.
to your man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know her music. I've heard her music, but I've never heard of him.
Yeah, we'll play some after the show there because you've heard it. There is no doubt. There's no way that you can do this. Who remembers the movie Grease? Remember this guy?
I do.
I've never seen him in anything else, but
What was his name on there? Kalegi
couldn't tell you.
or something? I can't remember either.
I don't even remember John
Kalegi,
Travolta's
Kalegi.
character's name. What was it? See? But
Was it Johnny? No, it wasn't Johnny. No. What was it?
I don't know. What was Olivia Newton-John's?
Sandra D.
No,
Or
that's where they make fun.
Sandy.
Sandy.
And then they did the Sandra D song.
Yeah, that's right. They did.
Knocking stuff over.
Anyway, but
Yeah.
names from that. Well, there you go there. 1943, who remembers the Steve Miller Band? He was born upon this date. He didn't look anything like I expected either.
Yeah.
Big old Jet Airliner. The Joker.
I like the Steve Miller Band. I like their music.
They were good. And all the writing, the Steve Miller Band Greatest Hits. Who didn't have that CD laying around somewhere? She may have had an 8-track of the situation.
No, I didn't. But I had a CD. I did.
Let's see. 1965, Johnny Cash was in a very dark time in his life before he got saved. He went across the border and was going to bring back a few products to make himself feel better. And he was arrested when he showed up at the border.
Yeah.
It was a bad day for John R.
That would,
He went to the
would be
pokey.
a bad day.
But in the end, it may have been a good thing. He did turn his life around. So maybe that was the beginning of getting himself straight. And then,
I
after
think June helped him a lot, didn't she?
she did.
Yeah.
She did. He got the big divorce because it was obvious what was going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1966. This is if you were a songwriter, I could see Candace writing this song. Don't come home with drinking with loving on your mind. That was one of Loretta's great ones, and it made you smile all the way through. It was
Yeah.
funny. I really liked that song.
To listen to her sing, I mean, it just brings a smile to my face because she's just so country.
Yeah.
I mean, and wasn't apologetic about it at all
no.
because she didn't have nothing to apologize for.
And she tackled subjects at the time that were taboo that you
Right.
didn't do. The peel. She jumped right on in on that one. Olivia Newton-John also made news on this date, 1974. She had the #1 song with "I Honestly Love You." Who doesn't
Now,
remember
was that song in Greece? That wasn't in Greece, was it? Okay, because they have her dressed in the.
No, I just used that picture.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I couldn't find one that I really liked.
Yeah.
But that was what she looked like. So did you like the bad girl or the innocent girl look in Grease with her?
Oh, I mean, I just think she's pretty. Either way,
But she wore the
But it
leather
was
at the
cute.
end.
It was cute to see them fix her up and her try to be, different than what she was in there.
Bad girl is what she's trying to say. Like the girl in the bar a while ago.
Yeah, with a little more class.
1975, this young lady was born. Kate Winslet. You'll remember her from Titanic, hanging on the front of the ship.
That was a good movie. Lasted forever, but a good movie.
A few people tried to recreate that scene and fell off. So don't be doing that on your cruise ships when you go take them. I think
Right.
they outlawed that, hadn't they? Like,
I don't know why anybody would want to do that anyway. I mean, why would you? We watched a video of a boat the other day. I mean, it was like it had, I guess, the waves. I said that I've always said that if I got on a ship, it would probably go down like that'd be my luck, But my husband and I were watching a video about boats taking on water and stuff, and it was people where you could hear them in the background, and there was big
Really?
waves crashing onto the boat. It's scary.
All right, Britt Gully has broke open a history book, and he tells us that Emmett Dalton lived in Meridian a few years later after all of that. Didn't know that. Thanks for the history update there.
And Kalicki was the guy's name, not John Travolta. Kalicki.
Was the guy the other?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I would have never known that.
Yeah.
Who would name their... Where would you come
That's
up with...
probably a last name. Or maybe it's a nickname. I don't know.
I was just trying to think, hey, here's a great name.
Kalicki.
Lorangelo. You read births and you go, where did the parent come up with a name for this? It just really...
Right.
The days of Fred and John, I think, are over.
I don't know. I had a nickname, Tootie, so... My daddy called me Tootie for years, so I don't know where he come up with it or whatever.
The biggest argument that me and Angie had early on in our marriage was how to spell Dylan's name. I come up with his name Dylan Ray because it had to match, but I thought the only way to spell Dylan was Dillon, and she come up with the Dylan. I want to guess on who won. I lost that battle. But I guess that's the modern way of spelling Dylan, Dylan. And there's been many places.
You were thinking of Matt Dillon.
Right. And she was thinking of Dylan from 90210, I guess.
Okay.
And then Dylan Ray has gone many places, and they'll read his name, they'll go, Dylan Ray.
Yeah. Dylan. I went to school with a Dylan. I did. Look, Scotty Ray and Tootie. Does that have a ring?
I'm going to have to make a little thing there, and we'll put it out, because I put the little tease out there about me and you coming this morning. We got to go make some more pictures so we can make some Tootie pictures.
Yeah. I mean, my daddy did, though. He was like, hey, Toot, what's up? What you doing?
It makes me, I won't go there. I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, who knows where I got. I mean, when I was little, I don't know. So, anyway.
I had a thought, and I won't touch that. 1975, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain was the #1 song. Willie was the singer of that song. That's been recorded a whole lot. That was big for him, the Red-Headed Stranger album there, Willie. And he went on to have a lot of political thoughts that he and I no longer agree on.
Yeah.
He's out there. Let's just go ahead and call it the way it really is.
How old is Willie Nelson?
Older than dirt. He's upper 80s, if not near 90. Seriously.
I knew he was on up there, but I didn't know exactly how old. So.
And then Toby Keith had to go ahead and write that song, I'll Never Smoke Weed with Willie Again. Half of them have.
Yeah. Goodness.
He's different. Also, 2004, we lost Rodney Dangerfield on this date. You remember him from Caddyshack.
Yeah. I just remember when he first come out.
He scared a lot of people, didn't he?
Those eyes. And what did he always say?
I get no respect. No respect.
No respect. No respect.
I listened to something of his the other day. It was just so funny about he was making fun of his wife.
Didn't he have a song or something too out? They did a song. Yeah, I think he did.
Rodney, But he fit that part so well in Caddyshack of bothering the really rich people, busting up their country club. I enjoyed it. Also, we lost another on this date back in 2015. Steve Jobs, who invented that thing that's in your hand right now.
Right.
This man was intelligent, and look how young he was. 56.
Yeah.
And he sure done a lot.
He had cancer.
He did. He done a lot in his 56 years of living upon this earth. Yes. I haven't done anything near that. But it sure has been a great ride. I'll tell you all that if I go tonight. 2017, it happened. Somebody gave him up after many, many years of being a bad guy. The New York Post printed the story that would be the downfall of Harvey Weinstein. He's sitting behind a jail cell this morning, thinking about all that he's done. And in his mind, people like this think, I'm not guilty of anything.
Right.
Those women wanted to do that. And that is truly how somebody like that thinks.
Yeah, there are people out there who have no remorse. They don't find any kind of fault in what they've done.
No.
And they just move, they think, it's everybody else's fault. And I just can't stand that.
Would argue you down that they never done anything. Bill Cosby comes to mind.
Yeah.
That's out there.
I really don't think that he believes that he should have ever.
No, he does not.
Had anything done to him.
Well, as we go back to that day, I'm Bill Cosby.
Right. Well, the
I'm
other
famous.
day who was it? The guy? R. Kelly. Yeah. He was acting like him being arrested didn't he try to portray it as racism or something?
Racism, and he was railroaded.
Yeah.
That guy also done some bad things to ladies.
And I mean, I would think that is just a complete slap in the face to all these women who are out there that he did, violate.
This also goes into men. Oh, what's his name that was in House of Cards? Kevin Spacey, who done it to men.
Right.
Lord have mercy. Always be prepared for what's out there. So, a few headlines there for you. Let's talk about our friends over Snowden and Company. Tell you what, if you're looking for a home, getting ready to sell, or going to downsize or upgrade, whatever the case is, see them. They got 3 of the top 5 Meridian Star Readers' Choice Awards. Leslie, also Amanda, and Donna.
Yeah.
Good job to them.
Congratulations.
Big deal for them.
Yes.
When it comes to getting keys to a home, that's what they do. And they do this every day. Combined, they've got so many years of experience there. They've been going for 3 years now at this new agency, and Amanda is there to help you there. They've expanded not only here in the Meridian area, they've gone outside of this, and now they take care of the Brandon area. Look at this, Clark, Newton, Neshoba. Also Forest, Madison, Flowood, and Brandon. So if you've got family that want to move to either place, they can help you.
That's right.
Just makes them bigger and better is what it does. If you're looking for lakefront property, they've got that also. Anything that you'd be looking for in a home, these are a few that are up for sale right now. Many to choose from. They'll be there through 5 o'clock this afternoon by appointment only on Saturday, and they'll be closed on Sunday, but they're there to help you. Call them today or visit them online at snowdenrealestate.com. You can call them at 453-3937. See Amanda. She'll help you in so many ways.
Remember, one call, that's all. I'm Richard Schwartz, and I'm here to help you.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. What did somebody just say?
On the thing, Willie Nelson is 88, and Sue Hamner said she asked Alexa. Can you imagine having the name Alexa and having an Alexa?
Oh.
It would constantly be going off in the house because, like, if somebody calls your name, she's going to answer. I mean, and sometimes she answers. We have one, if you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes, you'll be talking and she'll, out of the blue, I didn't understand that. And I'm like, well, I wasn't talking to you.
Well, she'll be listening to you, Candace.
Well, sometimes you look over and the little thing is lit up, too.
They listen. That's exactly
I think it is, too.
And they also give you commercials with whatever you talk about. You'll see that
on your phone.
On your phone.
Yeah.
So,
we have been talking about, like, different things, and it pop up. One time I think we were talking about transporting a vehicle from another state. Now, who would be talking about that? Like that's not something common that you would see pop up on your phone. And it did like vehicle transport. We did not log into my phone looking for it.
And I've been noticing a lot of mercenaries showing up on your phone. I'm really worried now.
Mercenary? What is that?
You know what that is, don't you?
No, I don't.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Okay, yeah. Well, whatever.
Tell me your opinion on this. Britney Spears, who fought to be freed from her father, does this, and it's almost like, okay, maybe there really was a reason that she had somebody over. She's gone buck naked is really what she's done.
Yeah, I saw that.
Why would you do that?
I guess she's just, I don't know.
It's
to me, well, yeah, I don't know. Why would you do that if you're trying to
prove that you've got all your ducks?
That you got some class about you? And some people don't care though. They don't care.
It just goes on and on with what she done on that. She made several pictures that she should not have made and posted them. You can Google it and find it.
Where did she post it at, though?
Instagram, and also what's the other site? I think it was TikTok got some of it also.
Yeah, I don't understand why she would do it. I mean,
it's crazy. It truly is. Were you with we brought up the $100 million thing about the Facebook? Were you with withdrawals? Did you several times?
When we were on our way, we had gone to Jackson. My husband had a doctor's appointment, so we went over there. And on the way, I was trying to pop on. I just figured it was because we were on the road. But then my mother called me and she's like, I cannot get on my Facebook, because we had changed her cable stuff, her internet. Like we just downgraded it so it wasn't such a high, it wasn't as strong of an internet. So anyway, I'm thinking, well, we've done something to mess it up,
Yeah.
So we went over there and it took us like 30 minutes to figure out that it was just a glitch in the system, because when I pulled our Comcast thing up, Comcast had a notice on there that there was a major outage.
Oh, it was huge.
I think it affected more than just Facebook. It affected
Instagram and several of them. I even
Yeah.
heard that a phone company was affected to a degree there.
Yeah.
This is, as we talk about things that go on, this was New York City. If you ever go visit these bigger cities, even in our hometown, you never know what somebody's up to behind you. This was a subway platform. I'm going to show you a picture of this. Daily Mail reported it's everywhere that you can find this. A lady is at the subway. She's waiting on the train, and another woman comes up behind her and pushes her into the train. Now, she lives this. She's got some issues. She's been taken to the hospital. But I want you to look at this of what happened. This is just a reminder of always know your surroundings here. Watch this as this happens. It's coming up here. This is the woman right there. And she pushes that woman into the train. Again, you go, why would somebody do that to another human being? Her face, fortunately, she didn't go in front of the train. She hit the train and it damaged her face. She has to go for treatment, but that woman meant to kill her.
Oh, yeah. And you wonder, is it just she just randomly targeted just anybody standing there? Did she have a grudge against this person? Who knows?
That's a great question.
I mean, either way, it was a horrible thing to do. But like I said, there's evil people in this world. So,
rumor is on Trump that he's going to wait a little while before he announces whether he's running or not. And also, he cleared up. If you were asking, do you think Ron DeSantis can beat him? He answered, he couldn't touch me. I'd whoop him. So he went ahead and addressed that before it became bigger.
I did hear yesterday about Ron DeSantis' wife has been diagnosed with breast cancer. If I'm not mistaken.
You are.
Yeah.
Stage 4 breast cancer.
So prayers for them for sure. I
very
hope
tough time.
I hope that just prayers for her.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing for people to go through. But talking about Trump and stuff, he's been having all these rallies. So I'm wondering, if he didn't, there'd be a lot of disappointed people.
Oh, yeah, it would be very disappointing. They say he's going to wait till after the midterm is over, let those elections happen, then he'll come out and go, all right, I'm coming. So be ready. Who remembers watching David Letterman? Of course, this guy's name doesn't ring a bell with me. I only remember Johnny Carson because of Here's Johnny, the announcer.
Yeah.
But the announcer for David Letterman has passed away. He was 78 years old. His name was Alan Coulter. And let me show you a picture there. I never would have recognized the gentleman, but that's him. He was a regular on there, and he was the announcer for David Letterman. He has passed away at the age of 78.
Did you watch David Letterman?
Very little, because I had to be up at 4 a.m. to go to work, and it was just...
I watched him a good bit, and he was pretty funny. And then when he had the heart issues, I think he had I guess it was open heart surgery, and he just never was. I think he had some issues with that.
Did he?
A lot of people struggle after having that. So they're a lot more emotional and stuff. But I don't think he was not as funny. It's just kind of like his whole personality changed.
Yeah, I can see
really
how it would.
It was. So.
It does things to your body that you're not expecting, that's for sure.
Right.
Let's talk about our friends here when it comes to gas and drinks and things like that. Maple's one-stop shop. They're clean, they're convenient, and they are locally owned. You can find it all here. Well, let's take this, for example, here in Broadmoor, North Hills, there on the corner there. Drop in. They've got the greatest gas prices that can be given to you at this time. They try to make those as low as possible there. And they're giving away gas, $50 fuel card a week there. All you have to do is put your name on the back of your receipt and drop it in the box, and they draw for it once a week.
$50 is good deal.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. They've got anything that you're looking for when it comes to the coffee. They got that cold coffee machine that has the caramel, the French vanilla, the mocha. If you're that type person, you'll want to go in and try it there.
Right.
And for us other folks that get off on the hot coffee and like it with a little sugar, well, they've got the community coffee, and they've got the loyalty program to where after 5 cups, your 6th cup is free.
So make sure you get them to punch your card.
Yeah, do that. You'll see that. Cold drinks and anything that you're looking for to snack on. And a great lunch for $5, $4.99. Pizza, chips, and a fountain drink. Very affordable there. And as we go into, if you're going fishing, the bait shop there. And of course, as we look at the lottery, which is up to how many million? 670 something million?
Yeah, a whole lot.
Yeah. Get your ticket there today. Try your luck. See if you can win. They've got it all there for you. 4 locations in town: Bonita Chevron, the Pine Springs Country Store, along with Last Chance Tobacco on 493, and the Broadmoor Chevron. See it all. They'll help you at Maple's one-stop shop.
Don't hesitate. Call me. I am Richard Schwartz, and I'm here to help you.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. The current, I know we don't have a ton of time, but the current Pope that we've got is a little bit different than any Pope that I've ever seen in my lifetime. Does things different. His beliefs are not always what I think. He's out there. He weighed in Missouri of an execution that is getting ready to. This guy killed 3 people back in 1994. The Pope even called, trying to get them to call it off. It's not going to happen. The Missouri governor says the execution is going right along the way it was planned.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you updated on that one. But
Yeah, he is a different Pope for sure.
He does.
Not the traditional beliefs that most of them.
It's like he's reading from a different book than the rest of us are at times.
It's almost like he's influenced by society nowadays.
That's what I was looking for. Good call on that.
I would think you need to be strong
Yeah.
in your religion and not influenced
Doesn't
by the
always seem that,
outside
does it?
world. You know what I'm saying? So,
Do you remember the farmer who raped and murdered the girl that was riding down the jogger?
he got her off the road when she was jogging.
They have cast his sentence, or give him his sentence. He will spend life in prison without the chance of parole for the rape and murder of this young girl.
But avoids the death penalty.
Yeah. She didn't get to avoid it, did she?
See, yeah, and I don't know why.
I have troubles with that.
I do too.
He's gotta be-
If it was my child that it happened to, I can't even imagine.
I know what's in your mind
Yeah,
with that, and I think most Americans feel that way.
Right, and I can't imagine them, because we all know that people who are in prison for the rest of their life, yeah, that's an awful thing to be in prison for the rest of your life. But we know that,
Let me show you a
it's
picture
not
of her.
horrible all the time.
This young lady will never breathe another breath upon this earth because of him.
Right.
And then he just goes to prison and eats and has a good time from now on. I don't understand how judges, and here he is. Here's a picture of the murderer.
Yeah.
He's convicted. He's going to the pokey, but do y'all believe that sentence is right, or should have been more harsh? Should it have gone that extra step there? Yeah. I'm going with that extra step there. I don't think he should have had a chance to get out and roam around with the rest of the world. My thoughts. Sarah Palin hit a home run. If this is any indication of what's coming up in Arkansas, she will be the next governor of Arkansas. She outraised everybody.
Sarah Sanders.
Yeah, did I say Palin?
Palin.
Whoops, thanks for the correction.
That's okay. Yeah, she's in Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess every time you hear Sarah, I think of the word Palin.
Right.
But Sarah Huckabee, $9 million has been raised for her candidacy for governor of Arkansas.
I like her. I think she is genuine. I think she got a bad deal when she was,
Press secretary.
I think they just really bashed her and just everything about her they bashed. They tried to make her out like she was, they call it her physical appearance.
Now, that's what I really want to touch on. In no other case would they let anybody run a woman's figure that maybe she's a few pounds over.
Right.
But the media let them say that about this woman.
Well, we know who it was, the left that, was saying a whole lot of stuff about. It amazes me what one side gets away with, and they bash everybody else on to the other side, but yet they did the same thing, get away with it.
Yeah.
It's just.
It ain't right. Where was everybody that wants to stick up for women's right when they done that to this woman? And I'm going to tell you,
she wins.
She held her composure no matter how dirty they got.
Right.
She even down to that restaurant scene. So I'm thinking she'd be a great governor. She'll follow in her dad's footsteps, and they'll have a big old family reunion before long and have 2 governors within the same household.
I think it'd be a great thing, and I hope she wins.
I know. So we wish her luck with everything with that. But good job on her raising the funds there.
Yes.
That was the Trump story. This was a weird thing that happened, and we don't have a lot of time, but I'll bring it up. An ex-NASCAR driver, John West Townley, showed up at his estranged wife's home. She had a new boyfriend, apparently, with an axe.
Oh, gosh.
He was taken down with a gun at the scene. He's not going to bother anybody else, but apparently he had some issues going on there. and taken out. I've never heard of the guy.
I've never heard of him either, but
Talladega is over, and so there you go. The rain is past, and the race is over. Yeah, we want to again say thank you for each and every one of y'all joining us this morning. It's been a blast.
It has, and we enjoyed the comments. And if we didn't get to your comments, we're sorry, but we will try to get to them tomorrow.
Yes.
When you tune in again, is what we're saying. We enjoy it.
Thanks so much. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by